open just like Quachi. Yes, I be salty, you should call me calamari. I am so kawaii, and you just a nani. I'm a mingling, call me kingpin. Even when I'm lit, they call me Chen. I'm a mingling, or you yanching. He want a pillow talk, I give him the wing. Ramen noodle with the spicy. Hold up, I just took a nap and I woke up to 100 mil. Got these silly hoes hating on me. They be acting cold, now they all up in my show, trying to send me samples. Yeah, thank up for my talent, thank up for my parents. They told me do better, I gave them designer. Yo man, he just took a tip. I get why you like that dick. Now he tryna wipe me, cause I got the sweet and sour taste. Bitch, I'm too hot, no tiger bomb. I feel like I got the world in my palm. Eeny, miny, mo. Man, I can't choose, I want it all. Man, I'm tired of being humble, trying to get one for my flow. What they own me, I don't understand why they be sleeping, bitches on me. Ex-haters always so polite, saying sorry. What you do is DM with this number on my IG. I only love my money.
好的，各位呢，现场的朋友呢，大家晚安，欢迎呢来到新竹街口工程师。我们本周的主场呢，我们本周的主题日是双狮好友日，跟呢统一 7-11狮队合作呢，已经来到了第3年。第1年只有 Lioneers 一个人来，第2年我们连球员都来了。而在我们第3年的合作当中，统一 7-11狮队更是呢展现了诚意，除了呢派出球员，那还有呢3位吉祥物。 相信呢，在今天的球赛当中，绝对呢会相当的有趣，相当的精彩。也希望呢，透过了一个跨界联盟，大家呢能够呢共同关注国内的运动。除此之外，2023年 WBC 世界经典赛也将在台湾举行。届时，不管你是篮球迷，不管你是棒球迷，或是你根本没有在看运动的朋友，所有人都要一起呢来帮我们国家队加油。所以呢，也请呢所有的球迷朋友，今天呢。 双狮好友主题日，也请大家呢尽情的享受。接下来呢，马上呢要为大家介绍今天到场的所有的主角喽。首先呢，要为大家介绍今天的一日摄影师，欢迎陈庸基。 介绍的是一日店长，欢迎苏志杰。好，唯有呢，在呢我们双狮好友日，我们所有的工程师的球迷才可以大声的说球给志杰。 接下来呢，要为大家介绍今天一个很重要的任务，他是瑞迪的一日保姆，欢迎李成林。陈庸基真的很用心哦，担任摄影师做得相当好。 所以呢，接下来现场所有的球迷朋友，我们就用最热情的掌声以及欢呼声，欢迎呢今天呢，我今天是最开心的，因为有人要担任一日主持人了，用最热情的掌声欢迎高国庆。 好，那我们接下来呢，马上呢就将主持棒呢交给高国庆。
大家好，好久不见，那很高兴 可以在这个篮球比赛的场合跟大家见面。我现在很紧张啊，因为这个主持人的这个任务哦，真的这不是我的专长。那我刚刚有听到小道消息，我为什么会做这个主持人的工作？听说要40岁以上的才可以胜任这个工作。没关系，我愿意挑战。哦，希望今天有一个好的球赛，谢谢。
好，那顺便呢也请呢每一位呢选手也跟大家打声招呼，好不好？陈琳，一日保姆。
大家好，我是李成林。
大家好，我是今天的一日店长苏志杰。
大家好，我是今日的摄影师陈永基。那还好，我现在还没有超过40岁，所以我不用跟国旗一样当主持人。
好，可我觉得好像有人在偷臭。来，工程师担任主持人，好像都要超过40岁以上的。好，那也谢谢呢，我们今天呢来到活动现场4位。那马上呢将麦克风呢还给高国庆啊，因为接下来呢，然后，你去工作啦，去店长啦，你去带瑞迪啦，好不好？那把时间呢交给了我们高国庆，
谢谢。我们今天4位都有各个任务了。那待会比赛中的时候，我们大家都会很忙，但是我们也会闲暇之余也会观看这一场很精彩的球赛。希望今天有一个很精彩的球赛，好不好？好，那我们现在来欢迎莱恩跟鱼头军的舞蹈表演，好不好？谢谢。
这是马刺，我嘛是地队，我嘛是特别好买，我嘛是地球。一定甲你听个底，马刺，一定甲你听个底，马刺，一定甲你听个底，马刺，马刺，马刺，马刺。
Oh my god.
Oh my god, oh my god， 真的太久不见了。我随时 OK 的你电话，老地方接到你电话，无时无刻等你的电话。我随时 OK 就等你电话。
最热情的掌声，谢谢 Lion 以及鱼头军，为我们带来精彩的开场表演。等一下呢，他们也会在场边跟所有的球迷朋友一起来做互动，谢谢。除了统一 7-11狮队来到现场之外，今年世界棒球经典赛也即将在3月8号到3月12号在台中洲际棒球场举办。这也是睽违呢10年之后，经典赛再次呢回到台湾。所以现在呢，我们请所有的球迷朋友，那目光呢锁定大荧幕，回顾中华队的经典画面。
披上中华队就是一个荣耀嘛，那也不要感到很压力很大，应该是要去享受能够去挑战这次 WBC 最好的选手。
希望这些中华队可以多了更多信心，挺进复出，一步一步，也不是每一次都打，那至少给他们一些期待跟信心是，我们离人家很近，也是很长，让他们更有信心的支持中华职棒。
世界棒球经典赛不只呢是棒球人的事，是我们所有国人的事情。所以呢，借此也请大家呢一起呢来为了我们中华队加油。那今天呢，我们也特别呢欢迎呢是我们世界棒球经典赛的总裁，我们掌声欢迎 Jim Small 来到我们活动现场，特别莅临我们工程师的主场。那我们是不是也邀请了我们 Lisa 姐来致赠的一件球衣，以及呢我们新竹街口工程师的香槟。那另外呢，我们高虹安市长也特别来到我们活动现场，欢迎。那我们也请了我们高虹安市长要致赠一件呢我们工程师以及呢我们统一师的联名的球衣，要赠送给呢我们 Jim Small。那我们也是不是也请3位呢，先让呢媒体朋友呢进行一个合影。不管你是棒球迷，你是篮球迷，不管你住在哪里，3月8号到3月12号，我们一起呢为我们中华队加油！谢谢Lisa 姐，也谢谢我们高虹安市长，再一次感谢呢我们 Jim Small 特别来到工程师的主场。
好，志愿。今天我们既然请了这个世界经典棒球赛的这个主席我们是不是可以请他为我们说几句话？
好，那我们请了 Jim Small 为我们讲。
Since we had the honor to have you here tonight, maybe as the chairman of the World Baseball Classic, maybe you can say a few words to the Lioneer fan.
大家好。Wilshire Jim Small.
Whoa!
That's it. It is so great to be here in Taiwan, what I think is the home of baseball in Asia.
哇，这个 Jim 讲说呢，他非常高兴来台湾，他觉得台湾就是亚洲棒球的殿堂。
It's not lost on me that the last time the World Baseball Classic was held in Taiwan, Chinese Taipei was one of our best teams in the tournament and came very, very close in Tokyo to advancing to the finals.
Jim 还记得上一次世界经典大赛在台湾预赛的时候，台湾是我们中华台北队是表现最好的，可惜就差了一点打到最后的决赛，但是他记得非常的清楚。
And the reason they did that is their fans. These Chinese Taipei fans are the best in the world. And I hope you come out and support your team down in Taichung next March. 加油
OK， Chen 说，中华台北队打得这么好，除了我们的球员棒，我们的主办单位棒，好，最重要的是所有的球迷所以希望今年3月的时候，世界经典大赛，我们所有的球迷去替中华队加油，好不好 ？Thank you, Jim。那我们也请我们的我们新竹市市长高虹安听我们讲几句话，来，市长好。
Thank you so much. Welcome, Mr. Jim Small. Welcome to Taipei. Welcome to Taiwan and Hsinchu. 所以我用中文讲还是用英文讲？
都可以讲，市长，您中英文都行的。
First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Jim Small, and also Mr. Marie Cook. Because during we are still deciding if we can hold the WBC game in Hsinchu, WBC really helps a lot with us to review our court. And I'm sorry about our court is not good enough to hold the game this time. But trust us, we will fix it and we will improve it. And we hope to have this opportunity next time. Thank you so much. 谢谢。 今天也很开心来到我们今天的工程师的比赛，而且今天呢拥有大家的回忆，就是我们今天有双狮的主题赛。对，其实我小时候也是统一狮的球迷，其实，但是后来从政之后，也变成了兄弟象的象迷，现在成为了新竹市长，也变成了味全龙的龙迷。所以我相信职棒是我们真的在新竹，我们未来不管是我们的棒球、我们的篮球，都是我们未来地方政府一定要努力的部分。那我也很开心哦，在今天能够看到我们 WBC， 看到 Jim Small 也亲自来到现场，来到新竹，来为我们的职业运动加持。那接下来在 WBC 的比赛，虽然这一次我们在新竹没有办法来举办我们经典赛的热身赛事，但是我相信未来我们还是会持续努力，让新竹可以留下更好的场地以及更好的赛事，可以在新竹能够举办，这是我希望未来能够来做到的事情。所以我也在这边跟所有的球迷承诺，我们一定会努力来改善我们的棒球场。谢谢大家，谢谢。
谢谢呢，我们高虹安市长以及呢我们 Jim Small。那接下来呢，马上把时间呢交给了我们高国庆，为我们介绍客队的福尔摩沙台新梦想家。
Ladies and gentlemen， 女士们、先生们，我现在要介绍客队福尔摩沙台新梦想家的球员。第一位，背号0号陈正杰，背号7号林耀宗，背号8号王正元，背号11号林俊吉，背号14号吴永胜，背号15号波因特，背号26号李德威，28号卢冠良，30号吴松蔚，34号吉尔贝克，最后一位背号88号周伯成，冲出来！
台新梦想家篮球队总教练赖柏林、助理教练陈世念、刘文和、汤马斯、影片分析师谢宜仙、体能训练师蔡明达、防护员侯耀新、球员发展总监田磊、总经理韩俊凯。接下来呢，用最热情的掌声欢迎牧师女孩为我们带来精彩的开场表演。
I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. That's right, on time. 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 Play the ping pong. Tiki-taka-ta. Play the ping pong.
最热情的掌声，谢谢牧师女孩。接下来呢，也请呢现场朋友将您的目光锁定大荧幕，请看影片。
万得罪。
马上呢为各位介绍新竹街口工程师球员登录名单。跟着节奏一起拍手。首先登场的是球衣背号2号 SBL 的年度第1队，传球视野超广的阿广江广谦。球衣背号3号少年哥林明义。球衣背号5号工程师的快攻箭头宋宇轩。球衣背号7号 SBL 的年度新人王带枪投靠的小黑曾国宇。球衣背号12号没有极限的李佳瑞。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, wherever you are, however you're streaming. It's January 13th, 2023. Oh my, PLG. We are at the end of this Lunar New Year. It is the Taishin Dreamers stepping foot into Hsinchu Lioneers' den for game 44. Here we are looking at the screen right now. Is the player introduction. Starting 5 coming up.
小烈朱云豪。Number 13, 球衣号13号，人称新竹的赤木刚宪 ，AB 班尼特。球衣号31号，工程师的禁区坦克，黄金左手，台湾人阿皮诺。球衣号11号，换人变战谁的小郑肖正义。最后为国接到球衣号4号，攻守两端没有天花板的 OK 啦，高国豪。新竹街口工程师总教练李冠伦，助理教练沈星汉、陈泽宇上，训练员黄胜富，影片分析师李继伦，防护员王建元、欧国宏，总经理胡龙志，领队 Lisa 姐。
Before we peace out for the holidays, take a look at the standings right now. New Taipei Kings sitting pretty right at the top, 12 wins, 3 losses, and just behind them are the Taoren Pilots here at 10 wins, 3 losses. Braves playing against the Hsinchu Lioneers last weekend took the loss, now at 7 wins, 8 losses. Lioneers following right behind, as you can see on the screen, Chen Small, president of WBC, and on the screen again is our Chinese broadcasters, Mark, Tian Honghui, and Wang Zichen, or Harry. This is Harry's first-time debut on +League, as well as mine. Folks, you are not hallucinating. My name is Taylor Chen, your play-by-play for tonight's broadcast, and kind enough to let me do so is yours truly, Ryan Chen. Ryan, what's good?
Hey everybody, hi Taylor, welcome to the broadcast. It'll be my first time doing color commentary, but really excited to have you on. You've done a good job so far, but welcome to a new world in the +League.
Thank you so much. It's it's my first time, a little bit unfamiliar, but I'm excited to do this with you. And we are going to be sitting down with Achi of the Taishin Dreamers, going to be talking about their 3-game losing streak so far and what is it they need to tweak up or what is it they need to adjust, as well as their new coach, Eric Lai, and what he will bring to the table.
南区的朋友，那高国庆想跟各位自拍一下，来后面的朋友来狮吼一起来。趁他现在还会笑的时候，大家跟他拍照，等一下他就笑不出来了。
这上半季输球对我们球队是好事，因为我们在很多地方都还没有做得很好，磨合的地方也很多需要改进。然后希望接下来比赛能就是一场一场去赢下来，然后也不要想这么多。就柏林哥在梦想家也待了5年，就是他就是一直就是我们球队的主力教练。然后就是他也很年轻，跟我们这些年轻的球员都有很好的沟通，就是他也会告诉我们，就是我们在场上有哪些做不好。我觉得这是我们现在球队不一样的地方，然后就是他可以带领我们往更好的方向吧。
Third-year player Aji sharing that they're not playing now that well and it reflects in their record, but they still have a lot of time to get things fixed up, as on screen is the season scoring average and some of the leaders of the +League were local players. Justin Wu Junxiang leading the pack with almost 18 points, then Aji with 17 points a game, and also going to be in this contest will be Oscar. And then he finished off by sharing that with Coach Eric, 5 years with the Dreamers, more than Aji, of course, but his perspective on the minute details will be playing a big part, and he might be young at 33 years old, but he does a good job relating to the players. So it also helps for the Dreamers, I'll share that, having Lance, Chen Sinian join the staff is also at least a little bit of a boost. We'll see how they fare after Coach Kyle Julius departed. And on the other side, it's Anthony Bennett, who was interviewed pregame for the Lioneers. Had a really impressive last game against the Braves. His only game of the weekend, so it might help his energy and his fatigue. But let's hear his perspective on the Lioneers' stay out with the playoff spot right now, as of now, but how they fare for the rest of the season.
It was definitely important for us. You know, we can pretty much match up against any team in this league. You know, I feel like that gave us confidence to keep it going. You know, there's only one win, so we just got to keep pushing and hopefully get more. They're not on the bad track, you know. I just got to tell them to keep working, you know, come in every day with a positive attitude, you know, and just win the day. You know, do something every day to better yourself and, you know, better this team.
That was Anthony Bennett on the screen. He was lights out in the previous game, Hsinchu Lioneers against the Fubon Braves last week, and the score was 94-92. He came in guns a-blazing at making 5 of his 6 3-points in the first quarter alone. His condition still needs some improvement because you can see from time to time he needed to get himself out of the game to just get some rest.
But also playing a big role, especially toward the end, is Oscar Garfelhall in the last 4 games. There you see on screen the top line highlighted, almost 22 points per game. It's pretty decent efficiency, of course. Sometimes, and now with Tiahao going to be out with his injury, his assist numbers have also gone up 4.3, and his free throw shooting better than average, and certainly an important spot for the Lioneers down the stretch. He had 13 points in the 4th quarter, hitting all 3 of his threes, and now assuming the role of captain on the Lioneers. He's obviously played well, and he's also looking for that leadership and how they will gel together as a team moving forward past Sim Bular, and also importantly past Ryan Ling Yihui, who went to another league here in Taiwan.
We are going to see Anthony Bennett and William Artino together. Ryan, is this going to be their first time on the court together?
They did pair up previously against the Pilots here at home, but it's not often that the Lioneers are going to be going with 2 bigs. And there on screen might be a little bit of the reason why. Against the Dreamers, they're held to only 21% 3-point shooting, which is the lowest mark of all 5 opponents in the Plus League for the Lioneers. They definitely want to pound it inside if they can. Last season, they had Sim Bular play 27 out of their 30 games last year, so they always had that one big they could count on. But now, maybe they're trying to switch up the strategy up against the Dreamers. Obviously a little bit smaller on the perimeter, but how do they balance Brandon Gilbeck's playing time, his foul count, with maybe not as hefty, not as tall front court depth?
Absolutely. Dreamers and Lioneers are actually in the same boat in terms of away game wins. Dreamers only 2 wins on the road so far, still have yet to win the Lioneers. They last played together December 31st, New Year's Eve. So hopefully they will get out of today's losing streak today. A significant player that's off the court today is Kenny Chen. He had a rough landing playing against the Steelers last week. Unfortunately, he will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So folks, if you see on the screen, he's going to be on crutches, but luckily he does not need surgery. He just needs some TLC. And on the screen, we have our starting lineup. Gilbeck, Pointer, number 88, 34 and 28, and for the Lioneers, we got Artino, Xiao Lie, Xiao Sun-Yi, Bennett, and Oscar Gao.
It'll be number 88, Jerry Zhou Boten's first start of the year. He's not played a lot, and obviously in there kind of for the Dreamers to match up better with the 2 bigs for the Lioneers. Lu Guanliang and Jeff Wu are kind of regulars in the starting lineup. Provide a little bit of a flexibility for the Dreamers to have Aji come off the bench, which is a huge boost for 17 points per game. To come off your bench is kind of reminiscent of what the Pilots did last season with 6th Man of the Year Justin Wu Junxiang, who we introduced before as a league leader in scoring, at least on the local side. But this year he's pulled up to the starter role.
As you can see, for the ceremonial tip-off is WBC's president, Jim Small. Folks, as you know, Taiwan will be hosting its first WBC since 2013. So he is here on a quick trip surveying the current field maintenance. So folks, WBC this year will be from March 8th to March 13th. Netherlands, Panama, Cuba, and Italy will be in town. So folks, if you guys want to watch that, check out tickets at tixcrafts.com.
Don't forget the crossover event for this particular weekend presented by Nankang Rubber Tires is the Lioneers and the Uni-President Lions baseball team of the Chinese Professional Baseball League here in Taiwan. That's why the green across the chest.
And we're starting off. Pointer at the top with Oscar. High screen by Gilbeck. Rattles in first field goal today. As we mentioned before, Zhou Bochen, he hasn't played a lot this season so far. He's only had 4 games under his belt right now. Xiao Shunyi looking to pass it on to Xiao Lie. Jump shot. Nothing but net.
On that first possession, the Lioneers were switching everything. Let's see if they stick with that strategy. It worked really well against the Braves.
Pointer against Will with a fadeaway, but bounces off of the iron. So, Ryan, for those who don't know, besides broadcasting for Plus League, what is it that you do for the league as Gilbeck goes in for a dunk?
In my Monday through Friday mostly job, today we kind of had a little day off here. It's Friday, a game day here in the Plus League. Well, I'm also the international relations chief of the league, and so proud enough to work with the fine folks at East Asia Super League, for example, or we hope to have more interactions and exchanges with the Japanese B League in the future. And of course, I love spreadsheets.
That's going to be an and one for Xiao Lie.
He's right now taking care of all the scoring for the Lioneers, and that's definitely one area I want to see him improve on. Was kind of scoring in the mid-range there. That one may be an early foul in the quote-unquote possession, but maintains his balance and gets the finish.
His season average so far, 9.8 points. Misses that free throw shot right there. That's something that both Dreamers and Lioneers could improve on, is their free throw shots.
On the season, the Lioneers only 58%. The Dreamers have been better before. Right now, overall, 67%.
Artino getting that rebound, and that ball bounces over to the media table. Little slip up happening over there. Something that we didn't really quite talk much about pregame is how Kyle Julia stepped down as head coach. And on the screen, Eric Lai taking over. Eric Lai being the assistant coach for the Dreamers for 5 years. So it will be interested to see how he'll be working as the head coach. So far, he says that he's going to continue to keep the strategy of being defensively strong and trying to hold the other side's scoring, as Artino goes in for a layup.
That's going to be an assist on Oscar Galbohal in the pick and roll, which the Lioneers will love to run. The free throws coming up for Jeff, who probably wanted the layup made too. Previously, the Lioneers on the season weren't playing as aggressively, pressuring the basketball, but on very short rest, and without Tianhao, they chose to switch everything and play very aggressively. And so far, on that last possession, they kind of had a miscommunication there, which led to the open layup.
Just getting that free throw in. Lioneers had a very strong first quarter in the Fubon Braves game. They scored 37 points in that first quarter, but they got to learn to sort of pace themselves as scoring on all players decreased significantly throughout that game. So game ended up being pretty tight at 94-92.
Yeah, the Lioneers built up a big cushion in this 7-game homestand. We're 5 games in, 3 wins, 2 losses. They had double-digit leads in all their wins, so it kind of feels like they need a little bit of that heading into the 4th.
2 seconds left on the clock. Will, last second, goes for a field goal shot. No good.
Out of bounds on the sideline right in front of the Dreamers.
Hopefully they get those small mistakes out of the way early on in this game.
Yeah, Zhou Chen coming out of the Yulong team with the SBL. Kind of need to get used to the size of his opponents and, of course, the spacing that is kind of called for.
Bennett from far, but airballs it through. I only learned recently that in Chinese they use mianbao to describe airballs.
But doesn't it make a lot of sense, though?
It does make a lot of sense. If you think about it, bread is airy. There's a lot of holes in between, so there you go. I mean, that was my Chinese lesson. Pointer makes a layup in. No one guarding him there.
That time the Dreamers run their kind of moderated Spain pick and roll, kind of like a double screen. And so I'll give it an opportunity on the outside. No basket there, but strong play from Bennett. He made his first 5 3-pointers in a row to really fire up the crowd and get himself going. But like we talked about, he missed a lot of the other ones. In fact, 11 straight misses from deep range. We'll see what kind of adjustment he makes from the full game perspective.
Tries to go for another 3-point there. Jeff, no one guarding. Not in time, though. Couldn't execute that layup against Artino.
Yeah, Jeff Wu is a guy that expects a lot of himself, and in 2 years in the Plus League, kind of lacking that just a little bit of something. But putting him in the starting lineup, trying to be the leader of the starting group, see if they can get off to good starts, the Dreamers.
Artino trying for the high screen, going into the low post. Oscar being able to find Artino, but denied by Gilbeck.
Gilbeck, once again, a league leader in block shots and has made a lot of strides in his 2nd season here.
That 3-point by Pointer rattles out. That's going to be a foul on Artino. Does not look happy about that call. Gilbeck only scoring 9 points in the last game against the Steelers, so hopefully they'll see him contribute more defensively or score even more this game.
Yeah, on that last play, if you saw the replay, the first guy there was Pointer, who actually leads the league with 3 blocks per game as a perimeter player, which is incredible.
Fadeaway shot, couldn't make that through. Both teams have been struggling to score right now. The score is only 8-6.
But another block for Gilbeck.
It's going to be Lioneers possession. Xiao Sun-Yi currently been starting more in the Lioneers games, shown his athleticism recently. Will be interesting to see him play as the season goes on with this new playing style that the Lioneers are going through after Sim Bular left the league. As Will from the top couldn't make that 3 points. That's how many shots already, Ryan, that both teams couldn't make.
Well, the numbers are going to pile up. Traditionally, this is always a low-scoring affair between the Dreamers and Lioneers, but maybe with a couple different uniforms, they'll kind of change up the mood.
Yeah, that's definitely, I noticed that just now. As Bennett spins around, tries to go for a floater there, but Xiao Sun-Yi able to recover it at the top. Finds Xiaolia again from the right side, and it's good!
Right now, shouldering the load for the Lioneers, 7 out of the first 9 points. And when he gets going, those threes comes in bunches.
Pointer to Chen, but that's no good either. So Ryan, now that it's 3 seasons in, what do you see P.LEAGUE growing and developing, or at least what do you hope to see P.LEAGUE evolve into?
I think one thing that we'd like to see out of the play, as we had a missed shot by Xiaolia, one thing out of play is shooting splits have actually gone down from 2nd season to 3rd season. And certainly from the free throw line is kind of a big deal. But 3-point shooting's kind of remained around 31%, and at least right now, speed is kind of the name of the game, and that's kind of a reason why the Lioneers chose to move on from Sim Bular. But we'll have to bring more of that to you afterwards.
We'll be back after this TV timeout. Score is 9-8. Lioneers take the lead by 1 point.
来，深呼吸，陈理，深呼吸。哦，很好，很好。来，换你们哦，跟着伊瑟空气清净机一起深呼吸。深呼吸，深呼吸的，深呼吸，深呼吸，深呼吸。 现在应该没那么紧张了吧？来 ，Wendy， 换你们了，深呼吸。
Back from that TV timeout, you can see on the screen, we are having a crossover today, Lioneers and Uni Lions, presented by Nangang Rubber Tires. So from the Uni Lions, we got a photographer, MC, store manager, and mascot liaison.
Lions, traditional team in the CPBL, have been there since the inception of the league more than 30 years ago. In fact, won their Taiwan series in 2020 and then came back against the brothers the year after, but lost in the Taiwan series. And this past season, probably wish for better. 4th place overall, last place in the 2nd half, in fact. But exciting news on the baseball front here in Taiwan. The 6th pro team will be on the way, and their home base will be in Kaohsiung. So they finally, I think from a scheduler's perspective, finally have a balanced schedule, which will be kind of a relief for everybody in the league. The Dreamers are going to bring on Derek. Lead the way there. He's about to set the screen.
They have also brought up Aji, number 11. He's going to be always playing off the bench, but they're going to expect him to score a lot in the short spurts that he's on the court. 2 seconds left, but Bennett's got the ball, giving it to Xiao Sun-yi. Will Artino, is he going to execute that layup? Yes, sir.
Kind of a lucky bounce of the basketball created an open layup for the natural lefty Artino.
Chen to Derek. At the low post, tries to go in for that shot, gives it to Pointer and makes that shot in.
Sometimes better be lucky than good. Pointer in the right spot there. The ball ricocheted toward his hands and he's able to get the tricky finish. Now the Lioneers struggle big time against the zone of the Braves, and the Dreamers kind of playing a 1-3-1 there, but they eventually commit the foul down low. The Lioneers only scored 33 second half points, which is a good thing. They built up a 27-point cushion against the Braves in the first half, and almost all of it in the first quarter. It's pretty crazy over here, but more substitutions for the Dreamers. They only have 11 registered players, but I expect them to get a lot more rotation in there. They do play again on Sunday in Taoyuan.
They play again Sunday against Taoyuan, but something to keep in mind, Steelers, their game against the Fubon Braves has been postponed due to too many players with COVID. I think they were celebrating a little bit too hard after getting their second win of this season. They won against the Dreamers, 108-88.
Yeah, it's not been a great start for the Steelers, but they're not too far behind. They only have 2 wins on the season, but the Dreamers only have 5, so it's not over yet.
Aji trying to go in for that 3-point from the left corner there.
Aji did not have a great night shooting the ball against the Steelers. They went with a lot of pretty easy action with handoff and screen and rolls.
Oscar trying to make that underhand layup. Bennett loses the ball to Dreamers. Dreamers now fast breaking in for that easy shot by Chen.
Chen has been playing a lot better as of late. Had that shoulder injury in the preseason, but now taking a step up, and in fact, now playing about 25 minutes per game and averaging 13 points per game.
Slam dunk by Anthony Bennett. He was ready for that before the game. I saw him practicing and swinging on that hoop, so he's ready to go today, trying to get that win before the Lunar New Year. As you were saying before, Jay, averaging 25 minutes per game. His last game against the Steelers was 29 minutes, 15 points. Oscar goes in for the fast break. We're gonna see a 3-point shot by Xiao Shuai. No, he's gonna say, take our time, let's go at our pace.
He's only made 1 3 on the season, and early in the shot clock, they're not going to go to him, but this is the problem area for the Dreamers when there's a big down low.
Big down low. Local players couldn't quite stop Bennett. Might be a good time to get Gilbeck right back in, as Derek could not get that 3-point shot. Will finds the basket there, underhands it. There's going to be a called timeout for the Dreamers.
Yeah, they're having problems down low against either William Martino or Anthony Bennett. And on the previous one where Bennett had his first dunk, almost 3 Dreamers were swarming him into a spot where it really didn't require that much defensive attention because you're kind of in a dead corner down there. You see Manimal came over, Pointer came for the steal, but nobody was getting in front of the pass of Bennett. And on the other side, he just used his speed on Chen. One thing to say about the current crowd, as enthusiastic as they are, we might even expect a number of people to be coming in a little later on a Friday night, maybe people coming down from Taipei, or maybe some of the Dreamers fans may make it up from Taichung. So the crowd might even get better and better as the game goes along. And as we know, at least in the first 2 matchups this year, it's only been a 5-point spread in the end.
We have a pretty decent crowd tonight. I mean, as you mentioned, they might be floating in from time to time. I mean, our commute, we drove down together, and the traffic at around 4 o'clock was already gnarly in itself. So, you know, we're looking forward to more fans. Folks, if you want to follow the game on the website, follow PLEAGUEofficial.com to see updated stats.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing on the stats so far is there's not all that many offensive rebounds in the game, and that's an important thing for both teams. For the Dreamers, their guards need to crash down on the rebound, and for the Lioneers, they obviously have 2 big imports, and like we said, they're kind of going to move toward that or try that a few more times. In fact, they did, even with Simbular in there. It could be a rotational thing, it could be an injury thing, but pre-game, I looked it up. It is the 5th out of 16 games they'll be playing with 2 import bigs, which is kind of a different dynamic. Previously Nick Faust, or could it be a guy like Levante Henton, who might provide the scoring punch, but with the Lioneers, they're trying to put it on the locals' shoulders.
It's going to be a traveling call, Manimal.
Yeah, Manimal's finding himself playing on the perimeter a lot more with the Dreamers. They want to spread out their guys, no matter if you can shoot the three or not. And so Manimal, not all that used to facing the basket and making a dribble move.
Dreamers outside shooting definitely could use some improvement their last game against the Steelers. They only made 3 of their 23-point shots. And on New Year's Eve against the Lioneers, they were only 8 for 32, as that's going to be a foul call on Manimal.
Yeah, just a simple cross screen there by Artino and Bennett, and just a little bit slow to the party. And that pass was delivered well to the outside shoulder for Bennett, so it was an easy catch, turn, and attack of the basket. So keep an eye out on the foul count. Obviously, it's the first quarter. No one in particular foul trouble, but Gilbeck's going to check back into the game, and these fouls will definitely pile up. Like we mentioned, they only have 11 guys on the active roster, so it's not like they have a whole bunch of bodies they can bring in to try out any quote-unquote hack strategies against the free throw shooters of the Lioneers.
Bennett missing that first free throw shot. Like we mentioned before, both Dreamers and Lioneers a little bit lacking on the free throw percentage, but made 1 out of his 2 right now. Score is 20-12. Lioneers have that small lead so far. Aji taking that ball to Derek.
The Dreamers have already committed 4 first quarter turnovers. You want to keep that in check because the Lioneers love to get out on the run, and as all the teams do.
Chen trying to go for that right corner shot there, but Dreamer still recovering.
Jay Chen, pretty good effort, but might have caught the leg of the
No-look
defender.
pass, and Artino makes that dunk.
Like I said, all the teams here in Taiwan would love to run, and even if it's Artino or Bennett, they love to get out and show their athletic ability. As Gilbeck with a tough turnaround, he's been working on that for parts of 2 seasons now.
Bennett trying to find a gap, but they're going to call a foul on Gilbeck. He's going to be at the charity stripe once again.
That time a little bit late to the party. Previously, see the Lioneers trusting their passing, and when you're a big guy and you run, good things will happen.
Trying to counter Dreamers is fast pace also. So far, we're seeing that Lioneers have been outpacing them.
Now, already built up a 8-point lead, and it's not a very long stint for Gilbeck, who will find himself on the bench with 2 personal fouls. They definitely want to keep that under control.
See on the screen, Doug Creighton. He's been out for a month still due to back issues. So unfortunately, Doug Creighton and Kenny Chen will be out for some time, and it's unfortunate as they both play consistent minutes. Kenny always putting in, averaging around 40 minutes per game, as Bennett is getting the crowd, our Friday night crowd going. Artino is going to be subbed out.
Yeah, last time the Lioneers had Bennett play probably only the first 8 minutes of the first quarter, but they're going to stick with a few more minutes here, maybe even finish the entire quarter, try to go with a hot hand.
Aji to Derek. Derek back to Chen.
Foul first.
Foul on Oscar.
Yeah, with Iboka in there, he provides a very different element at the big position. Obviously not nearly as tall as Artino, but he can jump, and he's got very, very athletic skills out there.
He's got raw talent, so hopefully we'll see him throughout the years develop a little bit more and tune up his shooting abilities and ball handling, as they find Xiaohei with an underhand shot there.
That's it, Warriors finding more and more minutes for himself as well. Kind of a good second point guard for the Lioneers.
Aji, no one guarding him, but couldn't make that 3-point shot once again. It's going to be a Lioneers possession.
These are shots that typically Aji is so sure-handed at, and for the Dreamers team overall, no made threes yet.
You know, it's only the first quarter, but that shouldn't be indication for the game down the line. I was told during Dreamers practice, without Kyle Julius, you know, there was a sense of renewal and some refresh here. Dreamers nearly losing that ball. There's going to be some back and forth right there.
Kind of going to save Iboka a foul there and call it out of bounds off of him. Go over to the next guy nearby. So a successful defensive possession for the Dreamers. Looks like they're going to bring in Evan Lee, Jarre. And so he'll come in along with Ling Yi, both guys from the city of Geelong, and just a quick rest for Artino. So a lot of kind of frantic substitutions for the Lioneers. 33 seconds left.
Like we mentioned before, hopefully they will pace out Bennett. He had a scoring streak against the Fubon Braves, but as the quarters went on, he scored significantly less, and from the top couldn't execute that three-point shot. I don't think we've seen a three-point shot made by the Dreamers yet so far.
That's right. Now 0 for 6 and trying to change up the strategy.
2 seconds left on the clock. He's not going to notice as the first quarter has concluded. 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
There's only a shot clock violation, which at least saves the Dreamers from the Lioneers' fast break, but just right now, looking for answers on that bench. Like we mentioned, they have not made any threes, but the Lioneers are also going to be bigger down low. So when you drive in, you're going to be meeting a bigger body or a more athletic one in the case of Bennett and Iboka.
Guosao to William and tries to go for a fadeaway buzzer beater, but not quite. The score is 26-14. We will be right back after these messages.
Nana 好厉害哦！鱼头君也想好球哦。P.LEAGUE 呢，在2024年已经成为了奥运的比赛的正式项目。这一位娜娜呢，今年年仅7岁，她是世界冠军，特别来到我们工程师的主场，谢谢，谢谢娜娜。We are the champions, letting it all forget we are.
Welcome back, folks. The Taishin Dreamers against the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers. You see the performance here. Ryan, could you see yourself doing that?
My helmet would have to be maybe 8 or 9 times as thick.
I think I might break my neck if I tried doing that.
Don't forget the barf bag. That's very important.
Barf bag, that's right. The score is 26-14. We have just commenced the second quarter. Folks, for those who want to follow all things P.LEAGUE, don't forget to follow P.LEAGUE.official on their Instagram. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe this live stream. Thank you guys so much for following on YouTube as Iboka passes to Will at 4 seconds, makes a floater, soft hands right there by Artino.
Yeah, Artino kind of advised by the modern doctrine. He had an open long 2 jump shot, but chose to drive in and even to resistance, putting his chances on a maybe a softer roll there at the hoop.
Pointer making a quick decision, passes to Jeff, but
foul off ball.
That's going to be a call on Guo Shaojie, number 24. Currently on the court right now is Guo Shaojie, Mini-Me number 3, Artino, Iboka, and Evan. And for the Dreamers is Pointer, Jeff, Zhou Guochen, Aji, and Gilbeck. It's going to be a Lioneers possession here.
So they caught a little bit of break with the foul, but then they kind of commit an unforced turnover. And less than a minute in, the Dreamers will be making a sub.
Probably we'll see all 11 players on the active roster today. Dreamers making 6 turnovers already in this game with the Lioneers at 3 respectively. That is an overshot by Oscar. Getting a better handle of the ball. Jeff passes it to Zhou Guochen. That shot's not going to count. It's a foul on Evan Lijare.
He fouled out against the Braves in a pretty short stint on the court. So I don't know if it's something that the coach instructed to him or it's a new thing for Evan.
Yeah, maybe that's his new role, to just get fouls as soon as he is on the court. Jeff from the top, a little bit too short there, loses the ball. Possession goes back to Dreamers with Zhou Guochen passing it to Gilbeck against Artino, trying to fit his way in. Makes that shot.
Same thing for Gilbeck, just persistence down low, even went to his weak left hand there. But a sloppy turnover by the Lioneers, and with Bingi, who doesn't have all that much experience, and certainly his role on the team is a lot more of a substitute without Oscar or without Tianhao in there. He's got to be more secure and let the other guys run down floor. He's got to make sure they can bring it up. That's your primary role as the point guard as Lioneers make a few substitutions.
That is Zhou Guochen's second foul so far. Mini-Me finds Bennett.
You got a mismatch.
6 seconds on the clock. Artino finds the shot. Again, you know, we got all those Dreamers at the low post, but you know, Artino was still able to get through with that easy shot there. Almost losing the ball is Pointer, but finds Jeff from the right side. Clanks that off the iron.
Now, previous possession was Bennett, who was driving and is sucked in the defense of the Dreamers, and he's going to look for Artino, who knows where to be on the floor.
Bennett from the left, and it's good!
Right now, all the momentum on the Lioneer side as they've extended it to a 17-point lead, and that's really the skill that Bennett brings. The outside shot, it's of course the inside power, and he's not even got involved with a handoff game, which worked really well against the Braves.
Bennett scoring 12 points so far in this game, and Artino at the same with 12 also. Finds Mini-Me to Xiaolie and his favorite spot. No good there.
I see the Dreamers defense kind of falling asleep, allowing a pass to the inside, and got to suck in, and the Lioneers were able to at least get an open 3, but Gilbeck right now, he's actually now leading the team in scoring at 17.8 per game, even more than Achi, even more than Pointer and other imports.
Mini-Me passes it to Guo Shaojie, but Guo Shaojie loses it, and that's going to be another careless error.
It's going to stay with the Dreamers, the official nearby says, but like you said, definitely want to be a little bit more secure. They say it's off the hand of Bennett, and that's a good look. Good call by the official. Right now, the Dreamers want to get other guys involved too. Of course, Gilbeck's much improved, but he's only one player. That's a good start.
Pointer trying to slash his way through. He's going to make free throw shots at the line right now.
Bennett, that's his second personal. He's gonna be kept on the floor. Pointer's got 4 points on the night so far. He had his best scoring game in the last game against the Steelers, 23, but of course in a loss is not what the Dreamers want. And pound for pound, sometimes is the most athletic player in the Plus League, but need to improve all of those shooting splits, and I think it also helps that the team offense work a little bit better to create everyone more open shots, which certainly in probably the early goings of the year, the Dreamers had plenty of openings, but they weren't hitting on them, and so some changes had to be made, and Coach Julius and the staff probably came together and figured out that they wanted to go with somebody else at the head of the team and ahead of the program. And after a relatively long stint for Lemmy, Oscar will come back on the floor.
Yeah, Dreamers have been having a somewhat turbulent, maybe not turbulent, but unstable season so far. You know, they had a lot of import player changes. Miller being cut from the team in December, and Faust coming in, only playing one game. 5 seconds left on the clock, and Xiaolia goes in for a 3-point shot at the left side. He's coming in hot with those 3 points today.
10 points on the night as Ryan tries to answer.
That's Dreamers' first 3-point shot.
Well, let's see if they can start a run going. Hall coming into tonight, one of the leaders of the league in 3-point shooting at 46%. Mickey in the mid-range.
Not quite. Pointer slashes it in, but couldn't make it, and that's gonna be, it's gonna be like bowling pins. We got bodies on the floor.
Kind of unfortunate timing there. Gilbeck, as athletic as he is, when he went up to the hoop, kind of had to bowl over a couple of guys. You see, the reason why this has to be called a foul is Bennett falls out of bounds with the ball. So you can't say a turnover on the Lioneers because, well, a Dreamer caused the contact. And at least in that case, let me teach you, Gosang Danyo. This is when you go through another player to get a contact or a push on another player, which is like unsportsmanlike in the Plus League.
I feel like you're being very discriminatory towards like cows and bulls, because in English there's another phrase called bull in a china shop where, you know, you're going to be very clumsy and you're going to knock over some things. That's going to be a foul call on Pointer. No, excuse me.
It's going to be on a Lioneer in transition. They have 4 on the quarter as a team.
Jeff gets Oscar. Goes for a jump shot. That's going to be short also, but Pointer managed to get that rebound, and Derek to Zobotan, just short of that 3-point shot. Once again, 2-point shot. That's going to be
headed the other way, already with a 13-point lead and another foul, and this is going to be shooting. Only going to be Derek's first personal foul. And that's kind of a relief for the Dreamers to have Gilbeck improve the way he has. Less fouls in the frequency department, and so Derek can kind of work his way back in. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries, and so his presence on the floor now as a backup will kind of loom a little larger as you see the Dreamer staff all pitch in to give Eric the right inputs and the right decision making. Lioneers continue to build on this lead slowly.
Bennett making 7 out of his 8 free throw shots. Artino getting that rebound just now. Finds Mickey from the left, but air ball there once again as an easy layup was made right there for Ryan Lu Guanliang.
That's right. The Lioneers have been making it tough for the Dreamers, but that time in kind of a partial transition. They found a little bit of an opening, and Lu Guanliang known a lot more for this, his three-point shooting.
Once again, back-to-back shots for Lu Guanliang. 3 points already within 30 seconds there. Oscar to Artino.
We're halfway through the second quarter, only 28 points for the Dreamers. You gotta ask how much of it is defense and how much of it is their execution.
Oscar with his first three-point shot tonight. 42-28 is the score right now. 5 minutes left on the clock. Looks like Coach Eric is gonna have Zhou Guochen subbed in soon, but maybe changing his mind there. That's a three-point shot by Jeff. Lioneers are gonna call a timeout right here.
Well, Jeff Wu missed all of his previous attempts on the quarter, but that three looms large, and they might be down, but the Dreamers have a lot of game left.
Gonna see them chip away at the score here, as it's just a 11-point.
1, 2， 跟我一起冲，跟我一起冲。跟我一起冲，就像一阵风。我知道我未来不是梦，汗水在眼中，泪水在风中，倔强的去搏每分钟。跟我一起冲，勇敢不怕痛，不经风雨怎么见彩虹？相信有一天你会懂，我要你为我感到。
Welcome back, folks. You guys are listening to a tune that CPBL fans are very familiar with. Again, this is a Lioneers Unilines crossover game, as well as a preview to a WBC, which will be coming up March 8th to March 13th. Ryan, will you be attending any of those games?
I sure hope so. Pool A is the pool that will be competing down in Taizong Intercontinental Baseball Stadium.
I will be working at those games. Hopefully, maybe I'll be the translator for the Italian team. For those who don't know, the manager for Team Italy will be Mike Piazza, Hall of Famer and Rookie of the Year from 1993. So we'll see. Maybe I will put that out into the universe. Maybe that'll happen for me as we kick off.
The Lioneers trying to look for Bennett right out of the timeout.
Blocked by Sir Dominique Pointer, but that ball's going to get out of bounds.
Well, I guess they get credit for the good defense, but again, a turnover in transition by the Dreamers. But you see Sir Dominique come from quite far away. He was guarding the passer. But when you least expect it, that's where the best shot blockers work.
Song Yushin is in the game right now. First time appearance in this game. Pointer gets that ball out of Chalia's hands, and a dunk for Sir Dominique Pointer.
So we get a block on one defense and a steal on another. But that time he took care of it all by himself. He even added a pump there. A lockout, as we call it here in Taiwan. So bring it to within single digits.
Now, as we mentioned before the timeout, they're just going to try to chip away the lead for the Lioneers. Bennett with the ball. 3 seconds left on the clock, but from Toronto, not quite. Dreamers Streamers are going to fast break right there. Aji passing it to Zhou Guochen. 3-point shot from the top.
So close, but Wu Guanliang kind of playing the trailer role even as a small, but that's kind of modern basketball for you. That 3-point shot is more valuable.
Artino fighting his way through, spins around. That's going to be 16 points for Artino so far.
And on good efficiency, 7 for 11, shooting the ball from within 3-point range. 8 of 13 overalls, much better than his previous weekend's body of work. They got the mismatch on Aji against Artino, but they won't go to it.
Pointer finds Derek, but that's going to be a ball shot.
Or you can say pop ball if you're Taiwanese.
Oscar from afar gets to Artino. Great assist by Oscar right there.
So they shoot an air ball on one end and they give a fast break on the other end. Really two very negative things for any basketball individual and of course the team.
That's going to be Oscar's 5th assist, and Oscar with the possession once again finds Taishin. But they are going to slow down a little bit right here. And to Xiaolia, same spot once again from the left side, no good.
Kind of caught a break there. Aji gambled and left a very hot shooter open. Foul first in transition.
I would like to see that replay once again. Iboka coming in for Bennett, giving Bennett a little breather here. Xiaolia coming out and
Xiaolia coming in. Definitely a very interesting lineup for the Lioneers. Not a lot of range. Of course, Song Yushin, not a prolific three-point shooter. Iboka will try, but that's not exactly his role. And Xiaolia, as we mentioned, maybe will take 1-3 per game. And we'll see how they go on offense after the free throw.
You know, give everybody a chance to play before the Lunar New Year's coming up next weekend. Score is 46-35. The Lioneers still taking that lead, but Dreamers are trying to minimize that difference as Pointer gets the pass from Artino. And Pointer goes in for that layup easy, no problem.
It's kind of a one-man wrecking crew out there. They were in a zone defense, and he was the last line of defense, able to make the steal and score all the way on the other side. That's the kind of athleticism we're talking about. There you see the zone defense by the Dreamers. Going to be pretty easy to match up against all those non-shooters.
Poor pass right there by Song Yushin, but still getting the pass back. And 2 seconds left. Oscar tries to go for that three-point shot.
Definitely can't let that happen when you're down big. It's giving up an offensive board, and Aji almost had the pick, but the referee says no.
Luckily, a call on Aji as Iboka lets that ball slip. So Ryan, I heard that Iboka has a nickname that was given by Rico White. What was the nickname?
I don't think Iboka is all that proud of it. Early push shot made by Xiaosui down low. Really not acceptable out of a baseline out of bounds like that. But one thing he'll definitely want to work on as a pro is his ball security, we'll call it. So the nickname, hopefully temporary, is Butterfingers, but not so much Butterfingers Pointer. He kind of ran into a wall there by the Lioneers. But there you see kind of the misdirection there. And that's kind of what happens when you don't have a 7-footer to guard the paint.
Xiaolia to Artino against Derek. Double teamed right there, loses that ball. Pointer all by himself, but loses that ball there. We got multiple turnovers just now.
And a foul in transition. A lot of Lioneers fans trying to ask for the unsportsmanlike, but seems like it's just going to be a common foul as we see a multitude of substitutions on the floor.
Jeff coming in for Pointer. And Evan and Xiaohei in. Excuse me, not Evan. Xiaolia at the charity stripe, but we're gonna have a timeout called by the Dreamers.
They're down by 11 points, which is not a very big margin, of course, in the Plus League. We've had a number of double-digit turnarounds. And for the Dreamers, though, with 49 seconds left on the clock, they can hopefully turn that into a nice 2-for-1 if they execute properly. Of course, they committed the foul, so free throws are coming up. That means they're going to go on offense, maybe a score, hopefully get a stop, and let's see how they finish up this half, because that could be a 6-point swing and bring them within 5 points. And one thing that definitely works in the Dreamers' favor, with the way Eric talked about continuing the system, continuing the spirit that Coach Julius established in the locker room, is the guys are familiar with it. They might just need a new voice kind of leading up the team, and maybe some new ideas about when to activate certain types of sets, and certainly how do they want to switch things up defensively. And I think the biggest point, which we kind of touched on a little bit, is kind of how their rotational patterns will work too with their substitutions. At least in the early goings of this game, it seems like a lot more guys might get more involved, but we also see kind of choppy substitutions by the Dreamers in the early goings. Guys getting only a possession or two and then subbed out. Maybe there's something that Coach Eric wanted to address with them. Well, on the camera going right now is a left and right split screen in the stadium of a batter and a pitcher. And so on screen they tagged Tainan Josh, who's a popular baseball blogger and vlogger here in Taiwan. He's actually made a lot of trips out to different basketball arenas, so pretty cool for him to get the very special, very intimate courtside seat near the Dreamers bench as Zhuang Hao misses the first free throw.
Well, you know, off-season for CPBL right now, so might as well take advantage of the free time he has to watch some basketball games. I mean, we do have, what, 15, 16 professional basketball teams here in Taiwan?
The Lioneers at least show a 2-3 zone for now.
Jeff to Aji. Goes for a fadeaway shot, but just short once again. Stuck, finds Jeff from the top, and that's gonna be no good either. 12 seconds left on the clock. Still not getting any field goal shots at that possession there.
Yeah, they had 3 opportunities, including a wide open 3 from Jeff. You thought he made 1 already, so could he make it 2 in a row?
8 seconds left on the clock. Oscar is probably gonna make a pass to, nope, he's gonna go for a 3-point shot, and the shot clock buzzes right there, and that concludes the first half of this game. 44-49, 37 is the score right now. Let's see what Coach Eric will say to the Dreamers and see if they'll do any adjustments here.
好，还有一位，这都是哇，连续2年都有参与我们南港轮。那我们在中间一点，往中间。我们呢要来考验你们，你跟雍熙跟国庆是一队，好，那你们3个人是一队。等一下呢，球必须要在1个弹跳之内接起来，那只能在这个圆圈之内。 不然怕你们丢太远，好不好？假设我做个示范好了，这样子。哦，没接到，好，接到就得1分，好，那这样子，好，然后就换你再丢回来。 哎，很贼哦，哈哈，不知道哈，知道怎么玩了哈。好，1分钟的时间，那我们看谁得到最多分。整一下那个年纪最大的，让他可以跑远一点啊，就交给你喽。新人嘛，你是最菜的嘛，挑战一下。好，计时1分钟，预备。
1, 2, ready, go!
哈哈哈哈！哎呦，李成林很会啊！好，这边呢得1分，志杰这边得1分。好，国庆得1分，1比1。好，2比1。好，3比1。哦，姜果然是老的辣，3比1。哎，球不见了。8、7，恭喜4比1。好，那感谢呢参加的朋友，你们可以获得呢我们这一次呢统一 7-11狮队跟工程师的联名3角旗，那我们合照一下吗？
We are in the middle of halftime. The Taishin Formosa Dreamers against the Hsinchu Lioneers at game 44. So, Ryan, what do you think of the first half of this game so far?
Well, the Lioneers are definitely showing kind of the strides that they want to be making after some of those important personnel changes. And they're playing like they understand the game plan set up by Coach Greg and the staff as they put up the combined team stats. The turnovers are actually a little lower than we kind of expected, but the Lioneers, you see, they have 17 assists. So Julian Hall has a high number of them, and he, as a shooter, is a great option to be the entry passer to the bigs like Artino, like Bennett, where the Lioneers have a big advantage down low. They're going to really take it to the Dreamers pretty much every possession down.
Yeah, you mentioned high assist numbers on the Lioneers side. Oscar with 6 and Julian Hao Xiaolie with 4. Julian Hao has been a high contributor in scoring today. He's made 3 3-point shots. He's 11 points.
Yeah, Julian Hall got the scoring early for the Lioneers, but then their offensive system kind of surrounds Artino and Bennett, and so they know the Dreamers like to double team. They like to bring a lot of help once that big starts his attack, but Bennett and Artino are smart enough to find each other, and if they have 2 guys guarding one, they definitely don't have 2 guys guarding the other, so that's where those opportunities come. They rested Brendan Gilbeck for quite a bit of the first half, or I guess not the majority of it, but they gave him plenty of rest. It was kind of the show belonged to Sir Dominic Pointer, whether he needed to block shots, whether he needed to steal and go coast to coast. He's the only Dreamer scoring in double digits. Everyone else is having their struggles, especially in the half-court set. And that's kind of been the thing for them all season. But as before, they were getting open shots, and now those openings are a little bit further and far between.
You see the score rankings, as we mentioned before, Pointer having a significant pull in the game. 12 points, Gilbeck right behind with 8. And on the Lioneer side, Artino 18, Bennett 13, Xiaolie 11, Oscar still at 3, and Xiaohei with 2 points. As you were saying, Ryan, in terms of Pointer, he really took the reins over scoring and blocking just in the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. So hopefully other Dreamers will catch on.
Pick Taiwan. Hero, Hero, Alpha, Pick Taiwan. 给这里掌声鼓励。
谢谢我们 WBC 的经典女孩。今天呢，中场休息来到我们活动现场，为大家带来了一些棒球应援的主曲。谢谢。3月8号到3月12号，记得帮中华队加油！来，两位稍后一下。那今天呢，我们金之后也特别呢要赠送门票给2位吉祥物，希望呢他们可以得到台中呢为他们加油。好，来个动态的，谢谢金之后。那旁边呢，我们有赠送给海报给大家，谢谢来喽。
收看直播的球迷朋友们，大家好，我是 Muse Girl 的队长曼荣。今天是我们工程师还有统一师合作的双师好友日，那我们马上为大家访问到我们的统一球星苏志杰。
Hello， 大家好，我是苏志杰。
那这次是我们志杰第2次来参加我们的好友日，然后刚刚也到我们的商品部体验一日店长。那想问你有什么心情吗？
我觉得我还是好好打球就好了，因为如果我是当店长的话，应该会业绩非常差。
但这是一个很棒的经验，对不对？那我想跟你聊一下，你对于职棒跟职篮结合主题日的看法是什么？
我觉得这个合作非常好，然后也可以让篮球的人知道我们棒球，然后也知道棒球也可以知道篮球，所以这个合作可以可以再多一点这样。
没错，我们工程师的球团就是希望鼓励大家，不管是棒球迷、篮球迷，都可以多进到我们球场来帮我们的台湾篮球加油，台湾运动加油！我们下次见。
Welcome back, folks. Taishin Dreamers playing the Hsinchu Lioneers. We are about to kick off the third quarter. Today is the Lioneers Uni-Lions crossover game sponsored by Nangang Rubber Tires. You're gonna hear a lot of CPBL music going on today.
Relatively a little bit more local. I mean, Taiwan baseball has been playing at the pro setting for 30 plus odd years, and basketball traditionally more of a city and more of an urban kind of sport, but hopefully with more crossover events we get to learn each other's sport and make sport overall just maybe a lot more accessible, and really making scoring accessible are the import duo of William Martino and Anthony Bennett. They obviously have a kind of a physical size advantage against the Dreamers. We've not done a great job matching up to them, and you see even in transition for other players of the Lioneers, those are really not areas you can be leaving easy points for the Lioneers, because the Dreamers, they're going through some transition with their team, and so if you give up easy points, that means that much deeper of a hole to pick yourselves out of. But at the same time, the Dreamers probably should also consider picking up the pace if they can, but that's all predicated on getting a lot of stops against the Lioneers. They're obviously not a super prolific three-point shooting team, the Lioneers. They are 4 for 14 on the game.
On the screen, you see King's staff. They are going to play the Lioneers the next day.
And again, it's another tough turnaround for the Lioneers. 7 p.m. the night before, 5 p.m. the next night for those tip-offs. Previously, it was the Kings on the first day, and then the Lioneers gutted out a tough win against the Braves. And right now, in the first game of this week, are right now sitting comfortably, but things can turn into instant, like we say. And you kind of are wondering if the Dreamers kind of were randomizing their substitution patterns a little bit in the first half, just so they can save their best guys for the second half.
As we kick off the third quarter, as you mentioned, saving the significant players towards the end, as Aji is sitting out at the beginning of this. Zhou Chen not making that three-point shot.
So it's going to be the same lineups for both teams to start the game, or start the second half, as they started the game.
Xiaolia from the left side. That's going to clank off the iron, but Bennett was able to get that rebound and put back.
See, the Dreamers started out in zone defense, but left an important shooter and also missed a box-out assignment, so they definitely have a lot of work to do for the rest of the game. But one possession at a time, the old adage.
Ryan with the ball, 6 seconds left on the clock. Fadeaway shot by Gilbeck, and it's good.
So that makes it 8 points, 9 points, 10 points on Gilbeck's evening. Definitely can look his way because he brings those tools, and his length and his athleticism will be a problem for the Lioneers just the same.
Third foul for Zhou Chen.
One thing that was kind of odd in the first half was Bennett and Hall were the only ones to shoot free throws. So as many fouls as the Dreamers committed, they didn't foul guys who are not decent shooters.
Oscar finding Bennett from the top. Yes, sir! 3 points for Mr. Anthony Bennett. 54-39 score right now. On the court, we have Jeff Gilbeck, Zhou Chen, Pointer, and Ryan. And for the Lioneers is Artino, Bennett, Oscar, Xiao Sun-Yi, and Xiao Lie.
Now they're going back to man defense, but committing off of Xiao Sun-Yi. Turned out to be a smart decision there by Pointer.
No one guarding him, unfortunately, couldn't make that three-point attempt. Gilbeck, turnaround shot, no good.
He's taken all 3 of the first shots for the Dreamers in the second half. Like we mentioned, getting him involved, but that's kind of early, and you think you could probably get him something even better.
Artino against Gilbeck, double teamed by Pointer and Gilbeck, but still Lioneers possession of the ball. 5 seconds left. Xiaolia from the left.
Stepped out of bounds.
Off the iron.
Only the 9th turnover by the Lioneers, who periodically have had a problem with turning it over instead of taking shots. And something I would wonder is why not the Dreamers might apply a little bit more pressure in the front court.
Oh my God.
The foul on the floor first.
For number 11, Xiaoshun Yi. Corner to Jeff. Fadeaway shot off the rim.
Just a simple pick and roll there, but that time Jeff settling for a tough shot.
Finds Bennett. Bennett finds Artino, but goes to Xiaoshun Yi. That's not going to make it either from the corner. Pointer going to drive it in, and a dunk.
There, nice screen assist by Zhou Bochen in transition. That's what we're talking about. And when you have Pointer who's that bouncy, that can be an easy finish with a little bit of help.
Artino finds it out to Xiaoshun Yi. Back to Xiaolia once again for that three-point attempt.
Kind of giving the Dreamers a break. Xiaolia has seen a few open shots, has not had any fall.
His accuracy quieted down a little bit as Pointer from the top couldn't even get that in either. We're Lioneers and Dreamers a little bit struggling on the shots from the perimeter so far in this quarter. Bennett double teamed by Ryan and Zhou Bochen. Xiaolia under the basket, tries to find Artino, but there's going to be some batting around the ball. And last second, another short three-point shot attempt.
Let's see if they can make a little bit of a run here. They're going to have Ryan ISO'd.
Finds Gilbeck. Gilbeck manages to dunk over Xiaolia.
That time a nice slip pass by Ryan. One down.
Jeff tapping the ball out of Oscar's hand. It's still going to be Lioneers possession. We've got some substitutions in. Aji in and Jeff out.
As we mentioned, Aji is one of their key players, but equally speaking, the Lioneers are going to put that much defensive attention on him. And the primary guy is going to be probably Oscar.
6 seconds left on that shot clock. They're going to call it on Pointer.
It's only the second team foul, so both teams have been economical to start the third quarter.
Hot potato passes right there. Oscar against Aji. Loses the ball right there. Aji passes it to Pointer.
They have numbers here.
Is he going to drive that in? Yes, sir.
There you go. Sir Dominique Pointer going to work in transition, slicing through the entire Lioneers defense, and it looked like the whole team was trying to screen for him on the play.
Too much, too fast for Pointer. That's going to be a call timeout by the Lioneers.
一楼的观众朋友，接下来我们选择南北区。北区，好，那我们要来抽出地景牌，欢迎帮我们抽出地景牌。 第8排，北区第8排，所有人 从头到尾都可以获得真身烧肉所提供的海鲜的点心。怎样接得到呢？我们服务台领取北区1楼北区第
Taishin
8
Dreamers at the Hsinchu Lioneers third quarter score is 54-45. Still got plenty of game left. Dreamers still trying to chip away at the point difference right now.
They were actually forcing the Lioneers into that timeout. A few successful defensive possessions, and right now getting all their energy from Sir Dominique Pointer's coast-to-coast attack. And as the Lioneers staff, that's really not acceptable to not even stop the basketball and making even one pass out of their opponents.
Good timing on Coach Guanlin to get that timeout in the middle of Sir Dominique's hot streak. Bounce pass to Mini-Me, but Gilbeck getting that interception right there. Pointer going in, driving in, but not executing.
Missing the layup there, great opportunity. And again, they leave Junior Hall open. And he makes them pay.
Buries it right in for that three-point shot.
Well, Pointer Euro-stepped his way to an opening. He's so good at that, but like you said, just lacked the finishing there.
Aji, no one watching him, and he's going to answer with his own 3 points.
A great sight for the Dreamers as Aji got his first score on the game.
Bennett to Oscar. Going to be a screen there. But Oscar, is he going to go for a 3-point? Yes, sir! 3 points. Back to back for the Lioneers.
Oscar only his second bucket of the game. The previous was also a 3 in the first half. Being a little bit more of a facilitator, but Pointer still the point of attack. Right now he's leading the Dreamers with 18. And maybe even more break for the Dreamers as we have an illegal screen there.
Starting up again at the baseline, Chen and Aji coming over. Pointer to Ryan. And a jump shot for him, but that's going to rattle out of the rim. Back out to the top. And once again, Pointer tries to go for a 3-point.
That's still an overnight for Pointer shooting the 3 ball. But of course, you can't fault him too much. He's been the main driving force for the Dreamers in the second half.
Mini-Me tries one for himself. 3-point shooting has been a little bit a struggle for both Dreamers and Lioneers. But Lioneers getting 7 of their 21 3-point shots versus the Dreamers 4 for 20. Now 21 as Mini-Me passes it on to Oscars. We got 2 littles on the court for the Lioneers.
Yeah, it's kind of been a thing that they've gone away from when they don't have Tianhao available. Ming-Mi not all that trusted in the lineup, and of course could be a defensive liability, but good hands and a turnover.
It's going to be a ball slip there. Aji finds Ryan, but hits the bank. He's gonna call for
It's gonna be out of bounds and for the Lioneers, and a missed opportunity for the Dreamers. Gilbeck will check out with a little bit less than 4 minutes left in the quarter. Oh, it's gonna be a IRS challenge issued by Eric of the Dreamers.
Both teams are going to regroup right now as the score is 60-50. Teetering back and forth, but always around 10-point lead for the Lioneers in tonight's game.
And kind of predictably in the third quarter, both staffs shortening their rotation. It's only 6 players for the Lioneers. It's only 6 players for the Dreamers out there on the floor. The positive for the Dreamers is they've not turned it over on the quarter, but the negative is they're not shooting the ball that well, and they're also not exactly getting the stops that they want. We talked about Zhou, he was left for a couple opening for 3, and he only hit 1 of 4 so far in the quarter. So in a sense, kind of a break for the Dreamers, but they have not done a great job at getting the pace they want. Looks like the call will be confirmed as Lioneers ball. You see the scramble, and Artino might have took a little bit on the face, but maybe looking at that last raise of the hands by number 31. In the end, it's going to stay with the home team.
On the screen, Kenny Chen looks like he's itching to come back on. Hey, Kenny. Out for 6 to 8 weeks due to that leg injury from the Steelers game.
It was really impressive how he gutted out the rest of the game, of course, to no avail as the Dreamers saw that lead just continue to balloon as the game went on. Kind of the only bright spot with Jay Chen's 15 points.
Yeah, Kenny's a very stubborn guy, but he's also hardworking, and he's been a solid workhorse for the Dreamers. So it's unfortunate that he's going to be out for a significant amount of time for the Dreamers.
And again, Zhou setting his feet up out of bounds. It's going to be another turnover. But again, 10 points is not an unsurmountable lead.
Haji to Ryan here. Derek, excuse me. With 5 seconds left on the shot clock, goes for a floater. But Dreamers still going to get that ball.
Kind of a little break there. They got a foul call on the rebound. It's the second offensive rebound for the Dreamers. 8th overall on the game. Might be an area where they stick in a little bit longer than retreat back on defense like they traditionally do.
Got stuck there. Pointer was double teamed by Oscar and Bennett. 1 second left from the top. Still have yet to get that 3-point shot.
So Achi only 1 for 8 on the game. That one a little bit hurried, but not having a corner shooter played a big difference.
Jeff getting that pass from Oscar. And there we go.
Just like in the warm-ups, Achi always looking for when that ignition point will be for him.
Artino letting that ball slip. A lot of back and forth there. Mini-Me going for an attempt there, but
that one's gonna go against these Dreamers there. Like you said, a lot of batted balls around and kind of a tough one to take, but they're not in the threat of free throws. Of course, they're probably not so happy that Aji took a hit earlier. There you see in the play. But to the face of Artino is what they eventually called. And yet the Lioneers turned it over, and Aji powers through.
Timeout for the Hsinchu Lioneers. 5-point difference right now as Dreamers have been able to claw their way up.
They previously called the timeout at 7:07 with a 9-point lead, but now just in a few back and forths, they're headed back to the bench, and Coach Greg, probably the main message is probably just to settle the troops down. They obviously have the lead, they're playing at home, but those mistakes on offense, like we talked about, are giving the Dreamers opportunities the other way, and The number 1 guy is the shortest guy on the court, number 11, Aji.
They pressure a lot. They pressure a lot. We are or AB, you pop out here. 所以这一边丢给他，用 pistol 的方式去做，下去当 screen.
We didn't mention it yet. The Dreamers are currently on a 3-game losing skid, and they didn't endure that at all in the second season, where they ended up being the number 2 seed after the Lioneers. But funny enough, it did happen on 4 occasions in the first season, which had that 7 wins in 8-game streak, led by one of friends of the Plus League, Anthony Tucker, who won, I believe, January MVP, and February MVP was Aji Lingjingji. And talk about how quick a game can turn around. He only has 6 points on the game, but like we keep talking about, he's got a lot of time left to start heating up.
Yeah, Dreamers are hopefully going to get a win, 1 win this weekend. They are playing the 2nd place Pilots as Guo Shaojie gets his first field goal in today.
Yeah, Guo Shaojie had some pretty inconsistent playing time in the last stretch for them.
Not a problem for Aji right there. With a new coach, hopefully they could get a win out of this weekend before the long holiday break. As Artino tries to go for a shot, but no good. Pointer's gonna get that rebound.
Pretty decent defense for the Dreamers. They're sticking with it despite Bennett getting a second opportunity. Kind of a lucky foul there as Derek hanging out in the paint for a long time. Threat for a 3-second offensive call.
That's going to be Oscar's 2nd foul as we start again at the baseline to Derek. 9 seconds on the clock. Chen at the 3 off the left corner. 2 points right there. 2-point difference between the Lioneers and the Dreamers right now. Guo Shaojie answers back, but couldn't make that. A little bit too short, and tries to make a volleyball smash by Guo Chen.
That's the momentum that the Dreamers are looking for, and to add on to the issues in the run here, Artino called for attack.
Dreamers chipping away, like I said, with the score right now, and a strong defense picking up.
And watch out, 4 personal fouls for Artino, so that tech might play in effect down the stretch.
Aji at the line, maybe they could tie the score. Unfortunately, shot.
But missing the technical is definitely going to take the air out of the balloon for the Dreamers.
49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Starting at the baseline, Oscar to Guo Shaojie, but Aji catching up to face him. Xiaohei in. 3 seconds left on the clock. He's got to make some moves, but Aji's going to get that ball.
Good stop by the Dreamers. You've got to feel that energy that they're displaying on defense.
Tries to go for that fadeaway shot by Pointer.
And a smart move by Oscar to slow it down. Only 1 second shot clock, 3rd quarter clock difference. Seems like a ball screen roll coming up.
6 seconds left on the shot clock, and last-second ditch effort, but it's going to be a foul call.
Smart by Aji as well, and that's kind of what you expect out of your point guards. No time, no score, and no the foul count. So the Dreamers had a foul to give, and Aji took it. And it's smart, too, because you can bring in Jeff Wu, who's a little bit better of a defender on the perimeter.
Bennett nearly losing that ball. 4 seconds left. Derek is on him, but he makes that three-point shot at the last second. A buzzer beater right there. 65-60 is the score. That's getting the crowd going right now.
They have brought some extra photographers in for Anthony Bennett, posing right there on the timeline, but just like against the Pilots, AB's got some three-point magic.
Hsinchu Lioneers and the Taishin Dreamers. The Union Lions are here for a visit. They're going to be throwing out some prizes. Dang, look at that arm. No wonder they're professional baseball players. I mean, they are throwing it nearly out of the stadium at this point.
You know, it was really exciting during the Plus League draft where Zhang Zhenya was fortunate enough to get selected. His Aboriginal name is Mayao, and one of the more famous baseball players in Taiwan is Chen Yongji, or Mayao City, the photographer of today, one of the many. So it's interesting to kind of carry over more Aboriginals into different sports venues and getting a little piece of the limelight. Now, interesting enough, Taylor, this is the third straight game in Hsinchu between the Lioneers and the Dreamers. So kind of a product of the funky scheduling, and will be the first 4 or 5 between these two teams. So Lioneers get to look forward to going down to the raucous Taichung in the second half of the season.
Xiaohei is in, and a floater attempt. Couldn't execute that. Jeff is going to get the rebound in.
He's been doing a good job rebounding as a guard, Jeff Wu. So finding a way to contribute.
Last quarter, the Dreamers were able to get in 5 assists versus the Lioneers. They were only able to squeeze out 1 assist. Bennett getting that rebound.
A couple attempts by Gilbeck, just falling short.
Oscar, soft hands, couldn't lay that in. High screen by Gilbeck. Jeff tries to go in for himself.
Great job reading the pick and roll and attacking Bennett with his left hand there. And Bennett probably a little lucky there to be left with only a common foul instead of an unsportsmanlike foul. And as raucous as the crowd was doing the Tongyishi dance between the third and fourth quarter, that fouls, and now the video review is definitely gonna put a little bit of nervous energy into the crowd.
Dreamers managed to get just a 2-point difference, 62-60.
This will be big because Bennett 4 personal fouls himself, though they won't add an additional one. And the referees do upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike, so 2 free throws and possession coming up. That's going to loom large. Aji missed the technical earlier in the game. Jeff Wu, only 8 free throw attempts on the season. As Lioneers weren't paying that good of attention.
Bennett 4 fouls. Artino is also with 4 fouls.
They moved the wavy balloons to the other side, and it doesn't affect number 14.
Orange and purple balloons here again for the Unilions Lioneers crossover. Jeff is going to make his second free throw shot here. 2 for 2 right here.
With this sideline out of bounds, I expect the Dreamers to be running their motion offense.
Jeff passes it to Gilbeck. Able to get 2 points in.
If anything, Bennett there in danger of getting a flopping technical called against him. He will get the warning. So not a great sequence by number 13.
Bennett's got to be careful. It's now a 1-point difference between Dreamers and Lioneers.
If he gets a T there, that's another free throw. And so, like you said, 1-point game, that free throw, Bennett's 5th personal foul, those all pile up really quickly.
Yeah. As Oscar drives it in for a layup. He says, no, no, no. We like the score difference right here. Aji with the ball against Guo Shaojie. High screen once again by Gilbeck, and he goes in for his own layup.
That's what we like to see. These 2 stars build on the Plus League social media on the letterhead.
Making that unbelievable and one right there.
Taking on Manimal, who sat a lot of the first half and is supposed to be a defensive stalwart, but sometimes that mobility is not what you're expecting. Because Manimal and Xiao Suini alike are used to body against much bigger imports, and so when you have speed going for you,
yeah, they're going to be way more gung-ho. Poor Xiao Suini. He's definitely gotten beaten and bruised up, you know, not purposefully, but he's gonna be very physical. And good thing too, because he's got some sheer athleticism in him. As it's 69-66, there's gonna be some
extracurriculars on the arm hook.
Dreamers and Lioneers always having some kind of confusion or tension between them. Maybe it's just some misunderstanding right here.
Well, that's always a tough situation with the arm hooks.
Yeah.
So we see what's going on. Guo Shaojie putting his hand in there, and obviously the extra turning and twisting is not going to help. In the end, just a common foul, but you certainly hear a lot of the extra stuff. You see that jostling and you know, it would all be fine when you relax.
Just relax, breathe, breathe. Lioneers got that sponsor, Aether, as Lioneers get that possession again. Oscar's trying to slip and slide, passes it back to Xiaolie, but Guosaojie from the top and buries it in. 72-66 is that score, pulling that lead once again. We're just going back and forth today. Lioneers making 33% of their three-point shots versus 23% from the Dreamers side. Jeff to Aji.
Former Jiaxing guys going at it.
And he's gonna get a buzzer beater himself.
This game is heating up. So far in the fourth quarter, scoring at a much better place than in the first three.
Oscar back and forth between him and Bennett, and Guosaojie, is he gonna get another 3 points? Not quite.
Pretty decent rotation by the Dreamers there. They have an advantage, but they rotate around to put a good contest up.
Aji, rainbow shots, throws it to Gilbeck.
And one coming up, and a chance to tie the game for the Dreamers. What a nice delivery there. And of course, Guosaojie and Gilbeck were in the tangle up before, and it's Guosaojie trying to get under Gilbeck, but to no avail. Nice touch by number 34.
Gilbeck making 16 points and 9 rebounds so far. It's going to be 20 now.
Artino's back in there for the Lioneers. Maybe trying to go for a more traditional big in there.
Artino as well as Iboka are on the court. Iboka passes it to Artino against Gilbeck. Double teamed and a little bit stuck, but Iboka tries to get a field goal, and Artino lands hard on the floor.
Little delayed whistle, but trying to protect the players. The referees kind of step in there. Only the second foul by the Dreamers team. Give another look.
More of that.
Kind of a smart move, although dangerous move by Gilbeck. He felt the illegal contact and went down to the floor.
Iboka, 5 seconds left. Oscar from Yaoli, just a little bit short. Aji to Ryan.
Tied game. Don't let yourself get sped up. Run your offense.
Pacing for both teams has been a slight struggle as Iboka is called for a foul there.
Pretty good defense right up until the point where Aji blew by him, and that'll make it free throws for the rest of the way for the Dreamers.
And just like that, Iboka out. Li Jiarei is right back in.
It was interesting, Iboka wanted to get a handoff game with going with Xiao Sui, who's not exactly a threat to shoot outside. He'd be better off giving Oscar 3 or 4 more seconds on the shot clock. But maybe big minutes for Li Jiarei to get himself back into some more important play down the stretch. Gilbert's playing a lot better, getting offensive boards, but Chen the classic stepping out of bounds before the catch.
It's happened several times in tonight's game.
That's going to happen to shooters sometimes. They work on their plus range from three-point shooting, but you got to remember, those corners are kind of tight there.
Oscar gonna come in, but that is gonna be Lioneers possession, because Gilbeck getting some contact off the ball. Gonna start off once again at the baseline. Quick passing right there is Evans, gets a little bit stuck, but Artino manages to get the ball back.
Eventually, they're going to come away with a foul, and a shooting foul. Gilbeck's fourth. Played good defense, but just at the last moment, that's going to happen quite often when a big just squeezes his way and closes that space. Kind of forces the referees to make a call on the defense.
19 points for Will Artino. 73-72 is the score right now.
Of course, has struggled at the free throw line this year, but making the first of the game is big. Sorry.
Difference right now. Aji makes a three-point attempt.
Another offensive rebound. Zolbol's
Three-point shots have been a significant struggle for the Dreamers. I've said it once, I've said it multiple times, unfortunately, in this game, as Will struggles against Gilbeck there.
Caught him on a bad spot, too.
Lobs it to Jay. Jay off the rim.
That time, that's why you have your big bodies down there working hard. Gilbeck with a tough rebound.
Again, multiple Dreamers under that low post, but paying off.
And an unsportsmanlike foul from the lead position. Guo Shaojie. They say playing the man and not the ball. Of course, he's making the argument that Aji's dribble was in a rage. Let's get another look. Right place, right time for number 11. Well, maybe they saw something with both hands. That's definitely a tough one to take if you're the Lioneers. So it's very unlikely that they're going to downgrade any calls. They do have the right to if they want. They're going to go to the monitor. And I mean, the technical against Artino, the U by Bennett, Lioneers are not helping their own cause out with some of these specialty fouls. Now, if you're the Dreamers, of course, you're kind of worried about your shooting accuracy, but the main thing is that the guys got to keep sticking with it on the defensive end. They've forced the Lioneers some tough shots. Well, and in fact, kind of going against what I said initially, they do reverse it. Well, they do downgrade it, excuse me, into a normal foul. As you see, Guo Shaojie's left hand making contact or being close to the basketball, though that offhand is what you always got to worry about in FIBA basketball. But in the end, at least the Dreamers get free throws out of it.
Yeah, Lioneers should be more careful, more cautious about making these errant fouls when it's not necessary. I mean, that seems to happen a lot for the Lioneers, you know, towards the fourth quarter. And that is also something that they need to continue to improve on. Their fourth quarter is always a struggle to get a win, or they're always going to score lower than their opponents.
And that's why Oscar's big fourth quarters is so important, because recently their imports have only averaged 2.4 points in the fourth quarter, only 17% field goal shooting, especially on this homestand. And just like that, the Dreamers take the lead.
Zhu Hao is subbed in, Guo Shaojie out, and the imports are going to be switched up with Bennett right back in.
Trying to get fresh legs out there. They know that the battle for the rebound is going to be big.
As Pointer gets the steal, but Xiao still able to get that field goal.
Referee saving Oscar from the foul there as he turned his back on Pointer. Kind of a dangerous play, but
did Oscar a favor.
The Dreamers finish it anyways.
No look pass by Oscar. Bennett manages to get that shot in.
Yeah, lots of attention. Pointer came over to help. Derek almost got a hand on it.
56 seconds left in this quarter.
There's the motion offense by the Dreamers.
Ryan, no one guarding him. Just off. That's going to be Dreamers' possession.
See, Achi kind of taking a little inventory there. Not sure it's maybe his thigh or maybe his groin that might be feeling something.
7 seconds left. Gobo Chen with a lazy three-point attempt.
He's hit one earlier, but missed the last two.
Guarding Oscar at the low post. Took advantage of that. We're going to see a lot of back and forth right now. Score 77-76, 1 point difference.
Oscar finally reached double-digit scoring, but the Dreamers inexcusable. No one on the help side.
We will be right back.
She got me look good all in my face. I like when they lose, but don't get abused. DJ Lance got her on milk juice. She bringing it back. Nobody give me the snacks. I gotta give her the cash. What she doing to ask me if I think so? That she show my thumb, do my thing. Ain't nothing wrong. Shake my ass, show my thumb, do my thing. Ain't nothing wrong.
最热情的掌声，谢谢牧师女孩。
Taishin Dreamers at Hsinchu Lioneers Den 77-76. We're seeing what happened earlier.
Looks like Achi kind of caught his former collegiate teammate Zhu Hao with that contact. Obviously, hope to avoid any spraining. But that is an odd place to be getting a potential Charlie horse. So let's see how Achi manages. But
looks like he's still going to stay in the game despite that.
He's definitely had his share of contact as you see the Lioneers kind of showing off their zone defense.
Ryan stuck in that corner right there. Derek to Achi. Once again, maybe Pointer will come in with a floater shot, and yes, he does with a buzzer beater even.
Lioneers fans courtside trying to get a travel out of that, but the referee had a good, strong side look.
Rarely do we see fans convincing the referees to change their calls, but they're going to try anyways. Oscar no-look pass to Evan. Tries to go for a layup. That ball's going to be Lioneers possession, but Sir Dominique Pointer is going to ask for a review on that.
Well, they've already used theirs and failed unsuccessfully, so they cannot issue the challenges up to the referee. But get a look for ourselves this time. He didn't pick up that left foot. It's the right no call. The Dreamers in their own zone defense.
Fans are shouting. 4 seconds left as Evan gets stopped by Derek and Pointer.
So Evan Lee Jiarei is always looking off those threes, and he really needs to take them. He's going to drive in and meet a wall of defenders, and that's not a better shot.
Very shy for making the 3 points, but Bennett, not a problem for him as he gets the crowd going once again.
That's an example of a teammate picking up his buddy. Evan almost got them into too much trouble, but Bennett bailing them out.
Aji finds Pointer at the corner, but Lioneers once again with the ball.
Back into man defense.
Xiaolia to Oscar. And is Evan gonna go for a 3? Yes, sir! He heard us talking, his ears were bleeding, and he said, all right, I'm gonna go for a 3 myself.
His first score of the game is big.
It's gonna be, might be a difference maker for this quarter. 83-78, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Ryan against Xiaolia, and he's gonna try for a 3-point.
The Dreamers are not getting the ball into the paint and creating easy catch and shoot opportunities on the outside, as Oscar with some curious ball handling technique.
That's a very diplomatic way of putting that, as Derek, excuse me, he's gonna airball that. That's other attempt, and Oscar's gonna get a foul call for that.
Nice move by Bennett. He knew that the Dreamers were in zone, so that assignment wasn't going to be easy. And good awareness by Zhuonghao. Getting the rebound, he was right under the basket, but choosing to hit Evan, who made one good 3, then a not so good second attempt. But that's okay.
He tried.
Look, those are open shots, and you need to take them. That's a high percentage shot, relatively speaking. If you keep passing, you keep driving into the wrong places, that's just as good as a turnover. And so, you know, they talk about on the Mandarin side, Cho, what decisions you make with the basketball is so crucial.
Pointer 2 for 2.
Well, they're still in it.
Yeah, this game has been neck and neck starting from the 3rd quarter. Quick passing here. Xiao Sheng-yi tries to find somebody from the perimeter, but Dreamers are going to get the ball. Can't make those careless mistakes.
Good defense, though. You can also give credit for that. Travel call against Aji. Probably thought he got held.
Dreamers are going to, or excuse me, the Lioneers are going to call for that timeout.
And that's interesting because they have possession and they have a lead, but they're going to allow the Dreamers to make adjustments. Might need to get another look at that one. Obviously, Derek making the layup doesn't make the Dreamers feel all that good about that. Sir Dominique Pointer in there, along with Derek. They're trying to guard that back line for the Dreamers, and they might be doing okay at it, but missing their outside shots is leading to some transition, or if not half transition opportunities for the Lioneers. And with Zhuonghao in there, That's a big threat, and obviously Oscar threading the needle, putting pressure on the rim. He's really the focal point of the offense, and not said his name too much, but sneakily Bennett reached up to 26 points on the game, and none bigger than the 3 points he made to beat the buzzer.
Bennett scoring 26 points in this game. 13 rebounds.
So on screen, the turnovers, when the Lioneers win, 13.7, and when they lose, 19.5. But bucking the trend, they already have 20 on the game. 14 turnovers in the game is quite a low number.
I mean, bucking the numbers, it is Friday the 13th after all, and for our Western viewers and our Americans, you know, 13 is an unlucky number, but you know what, anything could happen as Bennett tries to go for a layup, but Pointer gets that rebound, and he's going to drive in his own attempt of a layup.
So close, but that's the fake handoff I was talking about with Anthony Bennett, but Derek staying home and challenging the shot. But Pointer, another missed layup. You can't really fault him for the effort he's played with, and you might not want to excuse missed layups, but a couple of big ones is kind of big. Now, the Dreamers did have a foul to give, so they're not going to send the Lioneers to the free throw line, which is kind of big. And the Dreamers will try to get more size on getting Zobotan in there.
Xiaohei coming in for Xiaolie.
That's an interesting substitution, but perhaps they want to get some fresh legs in there.
Fresh legs with 45 seconds left on the final quarter here. Taishin Dreamers against Hsinchu Lioneers.
Simple ball screen.
And Evan is going to try to drive it in. That's his first two-point field goal, and a timeout called by the Dreamers.
It's got 5 points on the game, and now their lead is 5 points. That time a simple ball screen. But then Evan, he's got that size advantage on pretty much any local player guarding him. And so with so much attention put on Oscar, so much attention putting on Bennett, the Dreamers just don't step in front of the pass and eventually pay for it with a layup at the rim.
The unexpected difference maker for the fourth quarter. Time is running down, 33 seconds left.
Well, for the Dreamers, they have possession, like you said, 33 seconds, so this is a 2-for-1 situation, but how you execute on that first offensive possession will matter a lot. And so they will get to choose to inbound the ball from the front court, so you don't want to take a bad shot, but taking one probably within 3 or 4 seconds might be kind of important. And additionally, the defensive next possession for them will also be big. The Lioneers bring in better free throw shooters. On the season, Oscar, 81%. The next highest would be Tian Hao for qualifiers, but obviously he's dealing with his injuries. Tariqa White's not registered. He's a 70% free throw shooter, so the Lioneers still have to be a little bit worried about how they're going to finish off this game, but 2-possession lead definitely gives you a little bit more comfort.
Once again, Pointer. That's going to be missed by Aji. Loses the ball right there.
A beautiful play set up by the Dreamers to get hammer action on the other side, but the Lioneers get to the baseline and make that pass a lot more difficult.
Minimi coming in for Evan.
He is a better free throw shooter, and that's probably why he's in there, anticipating a foul by the Dreamers. Interesting, they're sagging off the inbounder, but yeah, interesting drum of the back by Derek there, but the referees were right on top of it. I don't know if I've ever seen a foul like that.
I don't think so either. I think because it's so unusual that they called it out. And they were really on top of that.
So Bennett's going to step up to the line. 5 for 8 on the season. Heading into the game, of course.
Another one. Two for two right there.
That makes it a 3-possession game and so much more difficult for the Dreamers to try to get back into it. Bennett, his last game against the Braves with his high as a Lioneer with 27, and he's already surpassed that tonight.
Lioneers slowly closing that coffin, but Dreamers gonna be fighting tooth and nail till the last 27 seconds left. Dreamers calling that time out.
Well, one thing that's kind of a bad start for the Dreamers is a good hammer play that they tried to run on that last ATO was kind of blown up there by the Lioneers defense and the turnover on the baseline. And so this time I'd assume that they might switch it up and start their attack from the top of the key instead of driving toward the baseline. And for the Lioneers, you can probably afford to give up a layup because 2 points, no matter what, it's still a 3-possession game. But right now, I think if you can, Lioneers just want to take as much time off the clock as they can for this one possession. So they're probably going to be in man defense, and they're probably going to give the Dreamers one step as they don't want anything happening too fast. Keep everything in front of you.
Starting off once again, Jay to Aji. Double teamed by Bennett and Evan. They get that final possession right here.
And even if they buzz the clock, that'll be it for the game.
Bennett cheering, getting the crowd to cheer on. And folks, that is going to conclude game 44. 87-80 in tonight's score. First game without Kyle Julius. Eric Wise, as the replacement coach, still has something to show off despite the loss.
Well, you gotta commend the Dreamers for sticking with the game plan and finding a little bit of energy on the defensive. And you see the line score there. They only had 14 points in the first quarter. In fact, put themselves in a 12-point hole in the beginning of the game. They even took the lead there, 74-73, but they kind of ran out of gas at the end, and some of those open shots from the outside ended up being the killer, and that's something we came into the game talking about, is their three-point shooting. We got a team photo first before our broadcast partners go find somebody to interview in the post game.
Every home win for the Lioneers, they're going to take this team photos as the Unilions' other mascot is sitting front and center here.
That's Saba Boy, but he's going to have to get his little fisherman's hat off from Anthony Bennett as the Lioneers, led by Oscar, will shake hands with the Lions.
They're going to be interviewing Li Jiarui right here. Again, who would have thought? An unexpected difference maker in the fourth quarter.
Evan hit that important three and the layup on the set play.
其实第4节就是主要还是把就是上场的那个专注度放在防守上面，然后只是刚好队友就是切传之后，然后出来刚好有这个机会，然后我就是大胆的，然后有信心的出手这样。
Evan asked about how Zhu Yunhao put his hands up with so much confidence in that made three. And Evan expressing he's just trusting the teammates.
其实不管就是因为球场上一定会有成功的跟错误的嘛，然后所以自己就是也没有想太多，就是积极的进攻这样，然后去冲抢每一个篮板，对。
Evan saying that he wants to stay aggressive and not worry too much about the results, and of course effort and rebounding will also be an important part, so that's something he can't control. Now asked about the difficulties Lioneers have in the second half.
我们球队在领先之后，就是可能心态会有比较松懈的地方，然后会比较专注度比较不足，然后可能之后我们会再朝这个目标去提醒各位，然后大家一起朝就是赢球这条路继续往前走的。
Now Evan's saying that their focus needs to improve, but they'll keep on working on it and make their ways to their final goals in the season.
谢谢.
So thanks to Evan for joining our post-game coverage. We have another break before wrapping things up.
今天谢谢各位，然后就是在平日的礼拜5晚上，然后还来到这边，然后帮我们加油这样，然后也很开心今天可以帮球队然后拿到这一胜的，谢谢大家。
好，那我们请嘉瑞呢，在这一次呢，我们新竹物流的限量的瑞迪签名。哪一边想要得到这个限量娃娃呢？哪里？明天呢，我们的工程师还有一场的精彩赛事，也请大家们持续到场，为新竹街口工程师加油！谢谢嘉瑞。好，那个小朋友不要再进来了，我们刚有2个不懂事的大人在里面倒水，有2个不懂事的大人在里面倒水。安豆，小心。久违的狮子头那个又好了哈，带起来了。
87-80, Lioneers taking the win from the Dreamers, unfortunately, still going on that 4-game losing streak. As we expected, it was a low-scoring game. Preview for the next game for the Lioneers, January 14th, Saturday at 5 o'clock, the New Taipei Kings, first place team in the season so far, will make a visit at the Lioneers Den.
Yeah, they're playing each other for the second time in 2 weeks. And the Lioneers probably feel a lot better bagging the win on the first day before taking on another tough opponent on the Sunday. But we know they're still capable of overcoming the obstacles, even with the odds stacked against them.
Some of the top scorers for tonight's game is Anthony Bennett coming in hot, 25 points, and Artino with 19. But, you know, Dreamers, they had Pointer making 24 and Gilbeck and Aji with 17 points.
Yeah, the Lioneers had 6 guys score in the 4th quarter, and so that's what you talk about when you think about team efforts, right? It's not on any one individual shoulders. Of course, it's always great to have a hero step up for you, but the way the Lioneers play seems like they have a lot of trust in each other. And of course, on the flip side, only 1 for 7 3-point shooting when the Dreamers really needed it.
Yeah, you mentioned the team efforts on the Lioneers side. You know, again, Lee Jia-Ray mentioned that it's all about putting faith in, and the teammates did show that, and it paid off as he scored 5 points. And, you know, even though it was just 5 points, it was a game changer. And Ryan, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity, and we will see you guys next time.
Look forward to it.
RCTC signing off.